broccoli and drink a lot of beer. You should be good and happy that there's someone you can eat. A million people every day are starving in the street. Your daddy's in the gutter with the wretched and the poor. Your mama's in the kitchen with a kid like a whore.
Hey guys, Nintendo Hodge back here. That is right, it was my birthday and I got spoiled. I know I talked about how I got spoiled at Christmas. I got spoiled for my birthday. We're gonna go over everything I got for my birthday here in a minute. A whole bunch of pickups. But before we do, just wanted to mention a couple things. First, I got to be a participant last, actually on my birthday, so on the 20th, on the Retro Fandango Podcast. So you can check that out if you go to the cartridgeclub.org and you go under podcast, you'll see that it's listed there. And that was with Kevin, who's Buried on Mars on YouTube, as well as Rambox. So again, it was the cartridgeclub.org and the Retro Fandango Podcast. And on that, I got to promote the Barry Game Exchange. And then it's an awesome podcast where basically they talk anything from video games, movies, music, comics, books, and nerd culture in general. So it was a great time. I had a blast. I think they enjoyed having me on. So you can check that out now and give it a listen and give them your support. The cartridgeclub.org, if you don't know about that, is a great community. I've been a part of it since December. Every month they pick a new game to play. So the current game for February is near. I didn't own a copy, so I didn't play it. I'm looking forward to next month. It's going to be Alan Wake on the Xbox 360. I've never played through a 360 game before, so this is going to be my first, popping my cherry. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Alan Wake looks like a great game. So with that, the community, you go on and chat about the different games that you play, and everybody gives their opinion on them. And then at the end of the month, they do a podcast about whatever the game was of that month. There's also other channels and other podcasts you can look at on there. There's forums, talk about anything video game related you can think of, upcoming events. It's just a great site in general. If you're not part of the Cartridge Club and you think that's something that interests you, please go check it out. Great community to be a part of. As well, before I get into the pickups, I just want to let everybody know, keeping to my goals, and I beat another game. That's right, I beat Fire Emblem Awakening on the 3DS. I wanted to get that one out of the way because of the new Fire Emblem games that got released. I don't own them yet, and I'm pretty upset because I wanted to order the collector's edition and I didn't get a chance to. They sold out before I could. My local EB actually called them on the day it came out, as well as 3 other EBs and a Best Buy, and none of them had any. My local EB actually only got 4 of them in stock, so it's kind of a joke. Nintendo with the whole stock and only limiting so many releases. I really hate that. And then you go on a place like Kijiji and all you see is resellers selling it for a minimum of $200 when it was only $100 when it was released. So pisses me off.
Well, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not gonna do what you all think I'm gonna do, which is just flip out!
Maybe I'll get it down the road eventually, the special edition that is. I will get the actual game at some point. But yeah, back to Fire Emblem, I beat that. I was struggling with it for a while, and I asked for some tips, and those tips seemed to help out. And after a couple levels, I just kind of got the groove of it. I switched who I was using to fight with, and kind of switched my strategy up a bit, and I beat it. So that is my 3rd game of the year that I've beaten now. Pretty happy with that. Not sure exactly what I'm going to play next. I was starting Valkyrie Chronicles, and I've kind of gotten away from that. Might pop that one back in. If anybody has some suggestions on what I should play, I have everything except for the PS4 and the Xbox One, so any games you want to suggest for any of the other systems, let me know. Another one I'm still playing through, and again, I haven't gone back to it, is Jeanne d'Arc on the PSP. I'm really enjoying the strategy RPGs, and I just haven't gone back to it. It's what I normally do, is play a game for a while, put it down, and do something else. And then another one, that's one of the pickups I got here that I'm going to be playing, and I've started it, and I really enjoyed it. It's called Project X Zone. So I'll go into that more when I talk about that at my pickups here. Okay, so for my first pickups here, I'm not even a pickup, these are my first birthday presents. I'm sitting right here, huge fan of The Walking Dead. Have not caught up in the comics yet, so I got 2 of the comic books. I got book 7 and book 8 of the comic book series. So I finished book 6. My wife picked these up for a used bookstore for me. Spoiler alert, if you haven't caught up on, well, previous Walking Dead, I guess, previous season. I ended on book 6, which is when basically they arrived at Alexandria. So that really doesn't spoil too much. So this is probably going to catch me up to and past where we are in the current season on the TV. I'm kind of trying to keep pace with the TV show and the comics at the same time. Everybody seems to be envious that I can still go back and read these, that read the comics and is watching the show now. So awesome. Happy about that. So that was the first part of the present that I got from my wife. The second part of the present here, and so this game here I just mentioned was called Project X Zone on the 3DS. This is really cool. The person working at the game store that I picked it up at talked me into buying it, and it is a tactical RPG. Again, those are my bread and butter lately for whatever reason. So I'm just going to open it up here because I can't seem to find it on the back here. The game's actually in my 3DS right now. And I'll show you the cover here. It's a cool little shot. So, in this series, there's characters from Capcom, there's characters from the Bandai Namco, there's characters from Sega. And you play as these characters. Again, I haven't gotten too far into the game. And you do the tactical RPG pieces. And when you fight, it switches to a fighting game style almost, where you have to do button combinations. So it's either X or over X or right X, up X. Eventually, I'm assuming it's going to get a little more detailed when they unlock more abilities. But some of the players, there's some of these I don't know. People will probably know who they are, but Mega Man's one of them. I know he can be Jill Valentine from Resident Evil. Who else is in here? There's Jin from Tekken 2 and Ling from Tekken 2. We got, let's see here, some other ones from Tales of Vesperia, Yuri, Estelle, from Capcom. There's Dante in there. We have some Darkstalker characters in there. Frank West from the Dead Rising series, which is pretty cool. I already said Mega Man is one of them. Chris Redfield also is as well. Chun-Li, Ken, and Ryu are in it, which is pretty cool. And then the Sega characters, there's... who else we got here? Ula from Space Channel 5. Kurt Irving from Valkyrie Chronicles 3. Sakura Wars, there's a couple characters from there. So, I mean, I don't know all of these characters, but it's pretty damn cool to see them in here and be able to fight with them and use them in the game. So I've gone on really long talking about this game, but it's also the special or limited edition, so I was really happy to get that at a reasonable price. So as well for my wife, I got these stacked ones here. We'll go through everything. So I got a copy of Lode Runner. Tried it out, it's a really fun puzzle game. I'm huge into puzzle games. I got Loco Roco 2, so completed that set on the PSP. I got Quattro Sports for the Comerica game Gold Cart. I only need a few more of the Comerica games and I have them all. I got Disgaea 3 on the PS3. I've yet to play a Disgaea game. Kind of want to hold out so I can get the one on the PS2 and try that first. If I don't, I'll probably start this one. Excuse me. Uncharted 2. I got Gangster Town for the Master System. This is a light gun on rails game. I don't actually own any other light guns for the Master System, so I'm looking forward to trying that. I got Future Tactics on the GameCube. Don't know anything about this, but it was a tactics game and it was only $10. Looked really cool. And again, it was a present that I got to pick out, but it was $10. And then I got X-Men Legends 2 on the GameCube. So those were all the presents that my wife got me. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. And then as well, my daughter, she made me this awesome present. I gotta find a spot to put it in my game room, but it's called The Family Game, How to Play. Get a favorite game and play it together. So she made the little cover there. And then when you open it up here, it says, The Disc Family Game. So she cut it out there for me. And she put the little hole in it so it actually sticks in. So it's very cool. I'm very happy that my daughter made that for me. So I'll find a spot to put that. I love that. Very creative little girl. And then these other two here I picked these ones up for myself the day before my birthday. You may have seen my pictures that I posted up on Facebook or Instagram. First one's Nostalgia. I don't know anything about this game, but it's called Nostalgia, and I'm a nostalgia kind of guy, so I picked that one up. And the other one I got was The Legend of Legacy, and it's the big box special edition. I didn't think you could get these anymore. When I was in EB Games, they happened to have them there. So I grabbed this. It's an Atlas game. I'm an Atlas whore.
Why don't you go back to your home on Whore Island?
I love anything that Atlas puts out. If it's got Atlas on it, I'm gonna buy it. So these next ones here, I picked these up on the day after my birthday. We went out to put up some more posters and do some more contacts for the Barrie Game Exchange. And of course, you're going into a video game store, you're gonna pick up some video games. I added a few more to my PSP collection. I picked up Pixel Junk Monsters. It's a good day tower defense game. And then I don't know anything about these, but I got 3 for $10 on those. So I picked both of these up, and it's Papaton and Papaton 2. So I don't know if these are good games or not. My buddy said that they're supposed to be pretty decent, so I grabbed those on PSP. And then these two here, I picked up Suikoden Tactics. This is one I've been wanting to get for a while. I don't own very many Suikoden games. I think I own this and maybe 4, and that's it. Want to get one for sure. It's a little pricier game, and then there's 2 I would love to get, but that's a very pricey game. And then the last one I got here is X-Men Legends, the first one on the GameCube. And then these last 3 games I picked up the other day, went into a hawk shop to put up a poster, and the prices were there, and I could not turn the prices down. I got a copy of The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess on the Wii. If anybody needs this for trade. I also picked up Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on the Wii U. Again, this one's for trade. I couldn't pass them up for the prices. And then the last one here, my first PS Vita game. I do not even own a PS Vita, but again, it was $8 with 25% off, and it's Touch My Katamari. That's what she said. I don't own the PSP Katamari, and that's the only one. Once I pick that one up, that will be the complete Katamari series. So I'm looking forward to eventually getting a Vita to play this, and finding the one for the PSP to finish off my collection. That's everything. I think it should be a fairly quick video. Thanks for everybody for watching. Remember to game on and game often.